Having reviewed quite a substantial number of Hondas over the years, and with a couple more on the way, it only seemed fitting to take you back to where it all began, the first-gen Civic. This 1976 model was built right here in New Zealand, and over its 44-year lifespan it's done just over 60,000 Ks. The styling is so basic that it actually makes it kinda cool, and literally everything is made from metal. There's hardly any plastic on this car at all. And check this out, it's got hood vents! The engine was revolutionary at the time. A 1.2 litre 4-cylinder with fantastic fuel consumption and reduced emissions. Producing a whopping 38 kilowatt, it was by no means a powerhouse. But pair it with a 700 kilogram car and you've got yourself a pretty nippy little car for the 70s. The Civic was designed to take on the big gas guzzlers during the height of the oil crisis, and it succeeded. Achieving under 6 litres per 100k, this was a family favourite among those looking to save money on fuel. It was so efficient in fact that it didn't even need a catalytic converter. The interior is about as basic as it gets, with no air conditioning, radio or electronics to be seen. You get a fan, a couple of gauges, a hazard warning light switch, and that's about it. And yet somehow the seats are quite comfortable. Even though there's no power steering, it's easy to drive, and all these years later it still starts first pop. Speaking of which, let's take it for a spin. Man, hopefully she starts. Too easy. Oh, no. These seat belts don't auto, retract, so they're a bit interesting. Here we go. Oh, geez, nearly stalled it. None of the controls have any feeling to them whatsoever. So the handbrake can hold the car, but the brakes that it actually comes with are pretty darn useless, if I'm honest. The indicators don't self-cancel. Oh shoot, cyclists. Gotta love morning traffic in a car from the 1970s. Yes, and because this transmission has a straight cut gears, it sounds like a race car. Listen to that, you can hear the whine of it. How cool is that? Right, here we go. Oh man, she's not quick, I'm certainly not flooring it, but hey, but it's fun. I feel like I'm going back in time. Look at the amount of play in the steering. Hey, giving it a little bit of power now and not a lot's happening. Oh, jeepers Audi. Check it out. Do you reckon we could do a little bit of a heel toe? Oh yes, down the gears, turn it in. Oh mate, this thing's awesome. Look at the speed now, we're doing a whopping 50 k's an hour. Oh man, she rattles like no tomorrow though. But I've got to say, apart from the brakes, which are truly awful, it doesn't feel half bad to drive. You can just see the reflection of the front end. Such a funny looking little car, isn't it? Oh jeepers. Getting going is a little tricky. And it's a bit weird, the indicators seem to cancel going in one direction but not to the other. So I don't know what's going on there. Man, when this thing first came out, this would have been a truly fantastic car to drive. Like, it's really not bad at all. This is phenomenal, eh? Like, I don't know. In this day and age, do you really need all that power? This car is fun, right? And yeah, I'm sitting on a bench seat with no bolstering in a car with no tachometer and probably 40 horsepower, I don't know, not very much. And I'm smiling. This thing's awesome. And you're getting looks. People go, yo, there's a freaking old ass car driving along with some random smiling teenager at the wheel. But there we go. For, I can't do the maths, 45-year-old car, it's not half bad at all, and it actually drives alright, you know, like, give me a little horn, toot toot. Right, now here's a real test of the brakes. Ooh. That was quite a lot of force I had to apply, and it came to a gentle stop. Alrighty, well that concludes this episode of Kiwi Car Life. Slightly different one. This is certainly the oldest car I've ever reviewed. It definitely gains that prize. Anyway, ciao.